I'm supposed to be excited because I just got a now $9,000 miner in, right? So this is the Dragonball A11. I know, Dragon Ball. But yeah, I'm supposed to be all excited. I just got this new $9,000 miner. It's supposed to be oh so profitable, this, that, whatever. By the time the order went in and actually receiving it, this device is worth $3,000 less. Yeah, not too thrilled. Not too thrilled at all. So, what's up? I'm Vosk. You're out here on the VoskCoin mining farm. It's absolute havoc in here. So, anyway, I'm gonna pull the miner in here. I'm gonna get it deployed, and we're gonna see how much it's really earning. I'm gonna go over, earning passive income through the process of mining cryptocurrency. And to be frank, what's really frustrating is how hard it is to turn a profit with mining lately. So I'm gonna grab the machine and we're gonna walk the dog. All right, this is a ASIC miner, an application-specific integrated circuit miner, a purpose-built machine, a custom computer. All this thing does is mine crypto. And normally it's only one mining algorithm. This one mines two, which was really exciting until they made 1 million ALF miners. And now the second algorithm that this dual mines, it turns like maybe $1 a day in profits. At least that's what the calculators say. Let's look at Let's look at the pros, right? So we have the newer style power supply that's getting passed around all these random mining manufacturers like IceRiver, IB-Link, Dragonball here, among others. So it's got the little light up here, which is good. It gives you a status symbol if it's good or bad. Integrated PSU fans, C19, C20 cable. Thankfully, I just grabbed a couple more of these. Power switch on the PSU, Ethernet port's going to be Ethernet internet access only. Obviously, this mines two cryptocurrency algorithms. The main coins on those algorithms respectively are going to be Radiant RXD and Alephium ALF. So this is supposed to be earning like 15 bucks a day after the electricity bill, I think. And yeah, these coins are gonna have to massively pump to ever reach a $9,000 price point. But alas, let's plug it in. All right, I'm doing a quick Ethernet cable swap. I have the Ethernet connected to my Goldshell AO box, which, speaking of miner busts, that thing was supposed to be making like 100 bucks a day. It was, the manufacturer was so greedy, selling it for around $10,000. My AO box doesn't even work right now. I need to troubleshoot it. And if it does work, it makes like $1 a day, down from 100 bucks a day in several months. It's just, the only people getting rich in mining this year are the mining manufacturers or people with just like basically free electricity. And then even then, you got a long way to break even, brother. So anyway, got the cable, little swap-a-roo. That's plugged in. Power cable, C19, C20. So my biggest complaint about the Dragon Ball miners, other than the fact they stole their branding, which look, it's like kind of funny, but kind of ridiculous too. I'd be pissed if I was Dragon Ball, obviously. So I went into my router app. It pops up as a new device here for me. One of the lamest, simplest names I've ever seen here. It's just called Miner, which I guess is more helpful than like random tech, like Keon Lu or whatever, QSDK, or like how some of the gold shells pop up. Anyway, so I come in here. I rename it for my records. You can see that. And then I grab my IP address. And my biggest complaint though is that Dragon Balls, of course, this one doesn't either. Doesn't have a web GUI. So I've got to go download a software on my computer to be able to access this, to be able to put my mining pool information into it, right? So you hear it ramping up, you hear it doing stuff. Right now it's making other people money. So I need to hurry up, download the software, get access to this device, because until then I'm just filling someone else's pockets. So I need to double check this. There's a motion sensor and it keeps tripping it. It keeps tripping the stuff I have everywhere in here, but who cares? So I'm gonna cut the lights off. I'm gonna go get logged in on my mining farm computer and try to get this thing hashing to my wallet, so I can start earning passive income. And then I'm gonna gather several days of mining profitability data. And then I'll round out this review of, you know, how much am I earning? Is this worth it? Spoiler, probably not. Yeah, so, hey, well, stick with me. I'm gonna give you the crash course on this. Make sure you're on the official website. I'll drop a link to get you directly there, because if you download a wrong.exe, I mean, it could be virus. You could get hacked, lose all your coin. Very serious. So you also have to be using a Windows PC here. So I have one out here on the farm, and I already have this downloaded because of my Dragonball KS6 Casper miner that I have. So you're going to need to download that version, and then you put the IP address in. So I just changed this start IP to 0.7 right here. Click scan. And then it found both of my units, including the one new unit, which is the A11 here. All right, so now I double click it, and they also password protect the software, which is annoying. And I don't mean the miner right here. I mean the software that we just used. Password for that is Dragon Ball. Now, let's see. All right, so we're in here on the device, miner config, and you see these pool URLs. Then we see advanced settings. Showing the boards is failing out of the box. That's scary. In the top right, you can see that we're selected on Alpha. So let's go ahead and so I'm going to pull my mining pool information, copy and paste it here, and then save and apply it. And then I'm going to go over here to miner status again, go to RXD. I guess I will be typing Dragon Ball yet again.
Few moments later.
And looks like I've got access there, miner config. We can see that information there as well. So see if this works. All right, so I put my mining pool information in here for Alpha. I have also input my mining pool information here for Radiant RXD. I just adjusted the configuration here on Alpha, and I used 5630, which is what F2 pool says to use for ASIC miners on here, and 5600 is their other normal stratum. I scanned it again in the tool here as well. From this I can see the MAC address, the serial number position, and then I can also see the miner names been updated appropriately. The pools have been updated there as well. I see software versions. I see a lot of information here, including powers on, voltage, consumption, and then as well as the fan speeds. So I imagine that when you save a setting here and it restarts CG Miner, which is basically the mining program, that it just restarts the whole thing, the whole device on both mining algorithms. When I originally plugged it in, it said no nonce return, check the board. Now it's saying cannot connect to the pool. So pretty bad experience so far with this miner. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh that. You can see on my RXD, I'm not really getting much information here. So I'll go back to ALF, and I get a lot more options on the ALF settings, as if that's basically the default. So I'm gonna go ahead and completely reboot the device, see if I can get this thing functioning. I'm also just gonna let it sit here for a few minutes, go through its boot up sequence, and see if we can start mining effectively. I also always reboot my miners after putting in mining pool information, because what if they don't save the information in the case of a power outage or whatever. So it's part of my checklist. It's not really a problem these days with most devices, but it used to be a problem. It used to be a thing.
One eternity later.
All right, so the pool thing was my fault. I mistyped it because I can't easily copy and paste because I have to use Windows for this instead of my sweet Mac Apple workflow. Yeah, whatever. I don't even want to hear what the haters. I copy stuff on my phone, instantly paste on my computers. It makes a effective workflow, especially because I've always done editing out of the Apple suite there as well, but whatever. So I'm averaging 1 terahash a second on ALF mining. That is a good bit lower than it's advertised. It's advertised at 1.1. Maybe it'll speed up and pick up some there. We'll see. But the most important number here is going to be the RXD mining hash rate. And it's supposed to be doing 3 terahash a second on Radiant mining. Right now it's averaging 3.23, real time 3.12. I would be very happy if this overperformed on Radiant, because that's where essentially all of the mining profitability will come for this device here moving forward. I can also see this pulling up on F2 pool for me. And it's just firing up, so the hash rate isn't exactly correct yet, and that's fine. All right, and just what I wanted to see, finally some life here on Humpool, which is where I'm mining a Radiant. And I only have one Radiant miner, so it's got to be this one, but just in the art of double checking or showing you how to go about that, I click on the worker, scroll down here, and you can see the A11 worker name right there, double confirming that's exactly what we wanted to see there. So I'm gonna let this thing hash away, gather some data, look at some profits, and I'll see you really soon, but for me, it's gonna be a couple of days. All right, I got some data, and I'm already logged out of Humpool. That's annoying. Humpool, it looks like F2 pool, it acts like F2 pool, but it's worse, it's more annoying. But anyway, check this out. Maybe I'm grumpy about this miner. You see some performance right there. You can see when I plugged it in, and we can see the steady hash rate since then. Most important number here, 24-hour hash rate, 3.24 terahash a second. What is it supposed to be doing? 3.2 terahash a second. Cool, that's good enough. It is projected to earn $12 a day, or at least on Radiant. It's supposed to be earning about $20 a day right now. And then you need to subtract the electricity. I don't think the mining profitability calculators are exactly right on this. It's pretty weird to compute a dual algorithm, dual miner for ASICs. This is not typical at all. So yeah, this is the miner. This is how it's been performing. And we've got a fair amount of payout, right? So a key number here is going to be our 24-hour balance, which is technically 13,000. So we're going to run that number. Then we're also just going to take payment numbers here as well. So we've got 6,000 plus 7,000 basically, and that is going to be 1,200 RXD. 1,200 RXD comes out to $13. That 13,000 number is $14. And then it's also mining ALF, right? This Alephium cryptocurrency. 2.6 coins over on that front. 2.6 is $3.77. And let's take that real world mining profitability, what we actually got. So 13 was a little bit higher than that, plus 377. So we can effectively say $14 a day. And it's costing me about $4 a day to run at a 7 cents per kilowatt hour electricity rate. That's much worse than these profitability calculators have. That means my actual profit is $10. And you say, oh, it's only $2. That's nearly 20% lower. I'm missing 1/6 of that mining profitability when I can really account for it. So I'm frustrated with this miner, but I'm not frustrated with my service. So I got this miner from Coin Mining Central. We got it in quick. And it's been a good experience with them. Code VoskCoin to save some coin. Please consider using our link in our coupon code to support yourself and support the channel. Pursuing all these different miners has been a very, very expensive endeavor. They have all kinds of stuff on here. And right now they have the Dragonball A11 Radiant miner in stock, 3.2 terahash second, right? Same model at nearly $7,000 after our best-in-class coupon code that we specifically campaigned for. They, of course, have other miner models. And to be frank and to cut right to it, we're going to finish out this review, of course. But there is a miner that I would recommend so much more than this one. That would be the Bitmain Antminer L9. It earns more, and it's basically priced the same, and it's going to have so much more viability long-term, unless Radiant pumps like crazy. Remember, Radiant is a cryptocurrency with a $12 million market cap. This thing could easily 10x. And then instead of me crying about how this is only making $10 a day, it would be making $100 a day. And if I held the coins, it would be $100 a day in retrospect. Something that is unlikely to happen with Doge Miner unless Doge goes to $1 a coin, which I don't think is outside the realm of possibilities either. Either way though, right, that's where I'm at, that's where my head's at. And miners like this on these very newly ASIC mine coins, it's very speculative, it's very risky, it's very low emission, right? Radiant's only putting out 0.12 Bitcoin, all right, in daily mining emission, right? That's the whole pool for the miners to eat from, right? And what is 0.12? That's about $7,000 of daily mining profitability. You understand this wouldn't even be on the front page of mining pool stats, right? Bitcoin puts out $33 million. Casper puts out over $1.6 million. Dogecoin puts out $1.46 million plus your merge mining Litecoin, and you're also mining Bells, which, at least for now, is putting out as much or more in daily emission than Litecoin. These ecosystems are not even close. So yeah, the bottom line, incredibly risky. But it's like, oh, well, it mines another coin too. Yeah, it mines ALF, right? When that puts out 0.83, so you've got a whopping, total 1 BTC in daily emissions, $60,000 in daily emission there. But right, most of that is in ALF, and this miner is not all that profitable on ALF. And this is also Dragonball, right? This is essentially barely one tick above a no-name miner manufacturer, right? And let me show you what Dragonball engineering looks like. Dragonball engineering looks like this. The 10.5 terahash a second Casper miner for 3,400 watts that pretty much every miner manufacturer made. And let me show you what Bitmain engineering looks like. 21 terahash a second for 3,150 watts at a lower price point, right? So twice as good, half the price right now. And if you've seen my recent videos and frustration about miners just rapidly diminishing in price, for example, like the AL1, which quickly went from being $30,000 to $10,000, I am changing up my strategy with miners and these obscure miners and these newly ASIC mine coins and things like that. The risk versus reward, it just hasn't been panning out. And if the market takes off, then maybe this will be worth it in retrospect. But in the short and medium term, it's been very difficult. And it's getting to the point it's truly just feeling financially reckless. So I'll post an updated review, kind of how this goes, but getting into this miner at a very expensive price, the mining profitability was supposed to be so much more than it was. And of course I think it's going to drop, but do I think that it's going to drop right within 1 month from 100 to 10? I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to be that much. So if nothing else changed, which of course it will, over the next year I would make $3,650. And that's after accounting for the electricity bills. This would basically take me 3 years to start turning a profit, which literally means the bull run would probably come and go in that time point, in that time frame. So I don't know. I don't like this miner. I have buyer's remorse, instant regrets. To be honest, buyer's remorse here, regretting this move, and this and the AL1 in particular has completely changed the VoskCoin mining strategy moving forward. And yeah, I don't know. I won't go on and on today. I'm disappointed with the way that some of this has gone. It's irritating. And to be frank, my mindset with the mining farm has been build the farm with miners that are key for content creation, but focus on scaling the farm in a profitable way, right? You know, working on my infrastructure, getting my electricity rate down from 14 cents to 7 cents per kilowatt hour. Like, that's crazy. That's very awesome. That's very good progress. But then beyond that, it's just really hurting the bottom line of the business to be getting into these expensive, risky machines. And to be honest, literally none of them are panning out. None of them. The AL1 will never break even versus trading price upon acquisition. A11, very unlikely there as well, unless we see huge pumps in these cryptocurrencies. But if I have to basically bet everything on a huge pump, then the play is just not worth it to me, right? Like the L9 and even Bitcoin miners, among other crypto miners, they just have a much more clear path to victory. I mean, I'd rather have Casper miners. You get a lot of hash for the money right now. But it's a very big electrical footprint to be deploying Casper miners as it stands. But again, bigger emission, more secure ecosystem, short runway on those, but they'll probably last the bull cycle more or less, which is the key thing that matters there. At least if it's not maybe your entire operation, or maybe you're looking for the exit point. I don't know, but the good news is Tails recently turned 9, so that was crazy. So another little happy birthday to the beautiful pup. I'm Vosk here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Tails is our CNSMO, our Chief No More Shitcoin Miners Officer. Goodbye.